The internet has become a nonstop cycle of scandals, rebrands, lawsuits, celebrity beefs. I mean, how many are there? I can't even name them all, right? Crying on live and disappearing, then coming back and apologizing with a notes app on your iPhone. First of all, who started that? Was that whoever started that? I need to take a switch to ass. What's up? What's up? What's up? Okay, I try to do Martin voice, but my voice ain't as deep as his. Okay, welcome to another episode of the Pop Out with J Belle. And listen, before we jump in, okay, I gotta ask y'all, are y'all tired? Because 2025 has drained us all. Okay, from January until now, we've been drained with all types of mess. And baby, I'm tired. I'm tired. Toxic workplaces, toxic president, toxic administration, toxic everything, toxic social media, toxic entertainment, just toxicity all over the place. Obviously, I have a lot to discuss here. So when we talk about toxic and being tired, I ain't talking about no like regular tired. I mean, just like I named everything I named, the internet is tired, pop culture is tired, and we are tired. Everybody's exhausted, even social media. The amount of complaints people are going through it right now. Oh man. And every week it feels like a season finale of a show that nobody asked for. Because I know I didn't ask for any of this mess. I ain't asked for none of it. I wanted peace and tranquility in my life. That's exactly what I wanted. I thought I was gonna find a new man. I thought I was gonna get married. I thought I was gonna have this booming TV career right about now. And yeah, no, instead it made me have a medical leave for 1 month. So, baby, I am tired. So today's episode is about chaos fatigue. That feeling of, Lord, please, I cannot take another celebrity meltdown today. Hell, I can't even take my own meltdown today. I need 2025 to be done absolutely right now. Okay, so let's get in it. Let's pop off. You know, I like it. I like that. So, as I said before, the internet is tired, right? The internet has become a nonstop cycle of scandals, rebrands, lawsuits, celebrity beefs. I mean, how many are there? I can't even name them all, right? Crying on live and disappearing, then coming back and apologizing with a notes app on your iPhone. First of all, who started that? Was that whoever started that? I need to take a switch to ass. Excuse my language. A switch to ass. Because why would you even do? I understand that we have Instagram and Twitter and all this other stuff, and you can do that and just post a photo and go. But that doesn't seem authentic to me. That seems like you're just trying to keep from getting tomatoes thrown at you. Boo, boo. You know what would be better as an apology if you know that you've done some crazy mess? A video. Because baby, if you write a long notes app apology, I'm not reading that. My eyes are already bad. I'm tired from my eyes. I'm not reading that. And you know what's real too? Every 2 days there's some new drama among our favorite celebrities, or those that we don't like, or those that we tried to cancel, but somehow they keep coming back. And at this point, when we talk about gossip or we talk about scandals that are happening or just any type of craziness, it doesn't feel fun anymore. It feels like homework. Like, who wants to keep diving into this stuff and it repeats itself over and over again? It's kind of like, being a toddler. It takes them many tries to figure out that they're doing the wrong thing. But us watching them, the celebrities, or even, as I said, toddlers, we just got to bear through it. Because number one, we want them to learn. But number two, we nosy. We click through it because we nosy. Just like we let toddlers keep falling or keep doing crazy stuff because we're nosy and we want to see if they're going to learn something from it. And the truth is, I take the toddler out of it because kids are not underwhelming. They can be funny. But with celebrity scandals, drama, craziness on the internet, it's very overstimulating. And honestly, it's underwhelming at this point because it's the same thing over and over again. It's like emotional junk food. You keep eating it but feel worse after. That's true, because I had a honey bun last night, and afterwards I was like, ooh, maybe I shouldn't have did that. That's my last honey bun for now. So let's talk about the Kardashians real quick, because we know from the rooter to the tutor, people, I said rooter to the tutor. I just want to let y'all know I'm from the South, Winston-Salem, North Carolina, without giving too much information. And so we say stuff like that in the South. So from the rooter to the tutor, people are tired of the Kardashians, okay? So let's talk about them really quick here. They had a chokehold on the internet. And not only that, they had a chokehold on TV. Keeping Up with the Kardashians was on for 20 seasons. 20 seasons on E. And for E, that was their big money maker, right? And all of the girls have done different stuff over the years now. Rob came out the spotlight. I mean, he had a little drama. Even I got tired of Rob Kardashian, because if you look back at the old episodes, and I know he's healing now, but Rob was a hoe. He was a big hoe. You remember one episode, he got one of the models pregnant, Rosa Acosta. She was pregnant by him. She ended up losing the baby, which is sad. But yeah, he was out there spreading his wings. Remember when he used to date Adrienne Bailon? Now she's married to a gospel artist named Israel Houghton, and she's doing really well. But he was so lovey-dovey with her, and then he ended up turning into a hoe. Just a big old hoe, just messing with everybody. And then he finally got out the spotlight, right? So he was done with that. But the rest of the women on the show, they strived to be in the spotlight for as long as they could, which means we saw everything. Khloe's wedding to Lamar Odom. We saw Courtney have her first child on television. She literally pulled him out of her vagina. That just traumatizing. We watched Caitlyn Jenner turn into a woman in front of us. We watched Khloe have 2 kids with a man that messed up the first time. It's just like, we've seen it all. Like, it's just crazy to me how much we have seen of their lives. And now on the Kardashians, they have slowed it down a lot, and they don't show as much as the drama. Kim actually talked about this in the last episode of the Kardashians on Hulu, that Kris Jenner, her mom, and Kourtney Kardashian actually wanted to take out a lot of the dramatics and the chaos that they had on Keeping Up with the Kardashians that makes the show. They wanted to make it boring. And Kim was like, no, we're not doing that. If you think about it, it makes sense. The way the slow motion of the Kardashians now. Because towards the end of Keeping Up with the Kardashians, Kim and Kourtney got into one of the biggest fights that we ever seen on that show. You know, they argue, they talk back and forth, but this was a physical fight. And Kourtney and Kris wanted to take it out of the show. If you don't remember, I'm going to show it here. Okay.
Never! Guys, stop it! Dig your nails in me. You guys, stop. Kourtney!
Kim slapped Kourtney so hard. I mean, bro, you could hear it down the hall. That's how hard she hit her. And they were just slap boxing. That's exactly what they was doing. They wanted to take that scene out. No, that was real, authentic life that we were seeing. That's the kind of stuff that people want to see now, especially Gen Zers. Okay, they're tired of the fake, look at my perfect life energy. They don't care about that anymore. So the Kardashians' grip on them is loosening. Like, millennials been over them. We moved on. We don't care. I still watch because if I'm bored, I want to watch it. But a lot of us are over it. Okay, we want to see people that live an actual authentic life, and that's everything. To the no makeup face, to the dramas behind the scenes and all that. We want to see that you're actually humans and not just like giving us something that you think we want. Kim can't break the internet if the internet is asleep, because nobody want to see all that. We don't want to see perfection. We want to see raw. And now we can see the production. Now we get it. We understand it. And it's manufactured chaos. Matter of fact, the new show, the Kardashians don't even have drama like that. It's mostly just Kourtney like saying, I just want to be with my family and my husband. I just want to raise my kids. I try to work only once a month because I just want to be with my baby. Girl, get out our face, okay? Get out our face. And you know who else need to get out our face? And speaking of being tired of Nicki Minaj. Nicki has gone through it, and I honestly, I hope she gets back to herself or whoever she used to be, because I think this is not the Nicki Minaj we thought, or she is not who she is. Like, there's some other stuff happening behind the scenes, but she's been in so many feuds. Like, she's beefing with all the rap girls now. She done talked so much mess about Jay-Z. You know Beyonce don't go for that. I told you on the first episode. Beyonce ain't gonna go for that. She don't like nobody talking about her man, okay? But Nicki has feuded so much with so many people, we don't even understand what their original beef is. Like, when you think about her beef with Cardi B, what is the purpose of the beef? Why is she so mad? I don't get that at all. And every week she's trending for a new fight. Okay. Her fans are defending her and trying to swat the rest of us or drag the rest of us or call us ugly or whatever, because that's all they can really say. And it's really back and forth nonstop. Like, it's like giving that she's a toddler. She needs a toddler and she needs to be tamed. And now she's taking this chaos international. Like, if you haven't seen the news, Nicki recently backed Donald Trump's claims that Christians are being persecuted in Nigeria. And she spoke at a UN event saying her influence had a bigger purpose. So your biggest purpose is to go to therapy. Okay. She then tied the barbs into her commentary online. And the barbs, please don't attack me. But if you don't hold your favorite rapper accountable for things, you just let her do whatever. And that's not real. That's just, you want to see the chaos. You want to see her dragged down. Hold her accountable for her crap, okay? And so meanwhile, Trump, that's a whole nother subject. I don't even want to discuss him, but just say, he said he's going to send the guns a-blazing over to Nigeria if the persecutions didn't stop. And all of this mess that she has caused, all of this controversy that she's caused, and all this fighting and beefing for no reason is overshadowing her legacy. Like, we remember when she first dropped. Matter of fact, I remember the first time I heard her, I had just moved back to North Carolina from Vegas. I think that was it. I gotta make sure. Yeah, that was the first time I like really listened to her music. It was actually her mixtape. And one of my favorite songs, no, I take that back. It was 2009 was the first time I listened to her, like really listened to her. And it was before I moved. It was before I moved to Vegas. Matter of fact, I want to say that. Yeah, it was before I moved to Vegas the first time. And I remember listening to her mixtape because somebody turned me on to it. I think it was one of my friends. And I was listening to it. And the biggest song to me that I loved and enjoyed was 5 Star Chick. And that's when she had the black hair with the little pink, the little pink clip-ins or whatever, little pink hair right there. And she killed it. Oh my God, I loved her from there. Sorry. I kind of went back a little bit. My bad. Okay. But this whole thing is overshadowing her legacy. This should be her grown woman time, right? She should be an icon in saying that I paved the way in this era. And she kind of did. She really did. Like, she paved the way for artists like Lotto, Megan Thee Stallion. Who else? Cardi B even, but her influence was more with Lil' Kim and Foxy Brown. I'm trying to think of other artists that she really... No, it wasn't Glorilla. Doja Cat. So the main ones I'm thinking is Megan Thee Stallion. Okay. Lotto and Doja Cat. She never really beefed with Doja Cat, but she did a lazy verse on Doja Cat's Say So record that came out back in 2020. And that was like very, very sad. But her beef with Megan made no sense. Like, she literally was like being all lovey-dovey. And then all of a sudden she just turned on her. It was just weird. Like, you're supposed to have people or pave the way for other women to do well, those that look up to you. And instead, she was intimidated by them and started dragging them down for no reason, man. Ugh. It's like when you watch all this stuff and you see her on Twitter, which, by the way, I blocked her because she started going too far. It feels like a never-ending group chat argument that we have to see and deal with, because she'll just start crashing out of nowhere on Twitter. It's just like she just started going off, especially when she went off on Jay-Z or Rock Nation. Like, how do you beef with them? It doesn't understand. I don't understand that at all. Like, what did they do to you? I'm pretty sure it's not nothing. Okay. And if you got more beef than McDonald's, something is off. And I said this earlier. Nicki needs to seek help. Seek therapy. That's not even being funny. Like, there literally could be something wrong with you. Matter of fact, if I'm not mistaken, if I think about this and I see some of the signs, I'm not a therapist. I'm not a psychologist. I'm not a psychiatrist at all. But some of the signs are showing bipolar. Some of it. Just because of her hard crash outs and her trying to do so much. Like, it's I don't see her life every day, but those crash outs mean something is going on and something is happening in her brain. Okay. And speaking of having issues and beefing with everybody, her best friend in the whole wide world, Drake. You know, Drake done had a crazy year. Nicki and Drake, they were like this. But when we think about the beefs and the issues they've had in the past years, man, they kind of align with each other, right? The chaos and the fatigue of watching Drake's career kind of just go down. I don't want to say go down a drain, but it's kind of like weaning off a little bit. People are not feeling him as much anymore, okay? So when we slide over to Drake real quick, the whole situation with him has been a mini series. Y'all seen it this summer, because it's like, Drake, baby, what is you doing? What is going on, man? Every time he dropped something, it felt like deja vu. A fresh beef, a new subliminal. Like, I'm gonna put it like this: a new sub. A new sub. Y'all know what that means, because I can't say the rest of the word. A mysterious unfollow, which I don't know who he unfollowed per se, but I will say, like, he's just been having a lot of issues of people not wanting to deal with him anymore. He did an Instagram essay that explained nothing, and his emotions have been going overtime since 2009. Parallel. Nicki Minaj started, I would say, a lot later than that, but the parallel between the two, they both been crashing out for a very, very long time. And it's kind of sad to see, because when you think about Young Money, they were a part of that, and they were two of the biggest stars on a high, and then they just went, shh. Yeah, I don't get it. But the peak of that chaos came last year when it came up to Drake and Kendrick Lamar. That beef had the entire internet in shambles. Not like us. Oh, when Kendrick dropped that, it's supposed to be a hip hop beef. Y'all remember hip hop beefs? Y'all know what a hip hop beef is. We saw Jay-Z and Nas. They worked it out. But that's a good beef. A lot of great beefs that have not turned into what this is. Oh my God, the beef embarrassed Drake so bad. And the song, you know, he didn't just respond musically, which, I mean, he had a little beat or something, but it wasn't nothing matching to Kendrick Lamar. But he ended up taking it to court. Y'all know the lawsuit I'm talking about. He filed a defamation lawsuit against UMG, his own label, claiming that they knowingly promoted the song despite the accusations that were aimed at him. And he said it caused real world safety concerns for him and his family. Now, you weren't thinking about none of that when you decided to talk about Kendrick's wife, Whitney, and saying that she had an affair with his with his partner, Dave Free, who owned, you know, they own their own label. Making those claims, you also claimed, Drake, that Kendrick was abusing Whitney. Like, these are type of claims that also can ruin somebody's life. He wasn't thinking about none of that at all. And UMG said that he was simply trying to salvage his wounds after losing the rap battle. He was real salty. And for your own record label to say that, man, that's crazy. And it shows how sad and how bad Drake was down. Now the judge dismissed the case, and he said the lyrics were non-actionable opinion. Meaning like that's Kendrick's opinion. That doesn't mean that they're facts. I mean, if he's sharing facts and you're getting all up in arms about it, the bear. That's all I got to say. Or let me do this saying for people that really understand this. A hit dog will holla. So if it's a non-actionable opinion, meaning that's Kendrick's opinion, that does not mean it's fact or that he has the receipts of it, which I think he did. Why are you getting mad? It's a rap beef that you started, and then you couldn't finish it. But Drake isn't done yet. Okay, his legal team is refiling, and they're formally appealing the dismissal. Now, the beef may be over musically because Kendrick performed Not Like Us at the Super Bowls this year, and that made it even a bigger record. But legally, baby, they on season 2. And it made all of us fans tired. I'm still a Drake fan, but not as much. And honestly, he hasn't had really good albums since Nothing Was the Same. I think that's the album I loved. I mean, Views was okay, but Nothing Was the Same was that. I love that record. I love that album, okay? But people want good music again, not drama, not cryptic captions, not court violence. If you're going to do a rap beef, go with it. Come harder. Don't file lawsuits. That's just crazy. That is just crazy. And this is why everybody's going back to the 90s and 2000s. Okay. The nostalgia of that time, like TRL, Destiny Child performances, classic movies, throwback playlists, things that have been holding on, iconic songs, which by the way, a lot of these artists need to stop sampling. Stop sampling if you ain't going to sample it right. Because I'm tired of hearing these bad samples. You're not using the music correctly, okay? Nostalgia, though, it feels safe. It's something that it brings back good memories for us or, bad memories too, but it brings you back to a special time, right? Now everything, like we said, the chaos has now become traumatic. It's not fun anymore because everything is about a lawsuit, trauma dumps, documentaries, and criminal charges. Why everybody going to jail? Keep your hands to yourself. Stop talking about celebrities, as I talk about celebrities here, without facts and egging fans on to abuse these celebrities online. That's ridiculous. You can have an opinion. There's nothing wrong with an opinion, but don't state your opinion as though it's fact because you just cause chaos that's unneeded. Like, for instance, that one blogger, Megros, I think I need to know her name, but y'all know who I'm talking about. Okay. She's in court right now because she said a whole bunch of crappy stuff about Megan Thee Stallion, which I know Megan is going to win that because she ain't playing with that. But with all that, we don't want to see that anymore. People are like, you know what? I need to go watch Crazy in Love on YouTube. That video's up there. I know for me personally, I'll watch Michael Jackson. I'll watch his concerts from back like the 80s. They're all over online on YouTube. I'm like, let me watch this. I'll even go back and find Janet Jackson stuff and watch that because I'm like, ooh, this was a great time. Like the Velvet Rope tour, the All For You tour. Oh, great. And she had the abs was abbing. Okay, I'm off that. Okay. But at this point in time, especially in this time, with the political climate and how crazy it is, people are unfollowing toxic celebrities. They don't want to deal with all that because they have their own problems in their life. They're muting all these mess pages. They're stepping out of fan wars. We're not fighting with you. We're not arguing with you on social media. And we want more cozy healing content. Like that soothes your soul. Instead of all the chaos that comes with being a celebrity or watching our celebrities crash out. People want peace. They want joy. They want art. They want storytelling. They want a space to breathe. Instead of all this craziness in the world, this is a cultural reset that's happening right now. Matter of fact, I was talking to the co-host of my other podcast, the Ish My Psychic Says, with Sam and J Belle. That's a plug right there. We were figuring out our next episode, and I asked her, I said, hey, do you have any ideas, or do you want to do celebrity predictions? Because a lot of times people like that. And she said, no, because I don't have any predictions for anything. And matter of fact, people are tired of that. They're tired of celebrities right now. That makes sense. Even the celebrities are tired of other celebrities. So, we decided not to do that. But it's a big thing. But, not this year. We're going to talk about something else. Healing, cozy content is what we're going to talk about on our podcast. So let's wrap things up here a little bit, okay? That was a lot that I just discussed, right? Kind of went off on a tangent, but I was stating facts on that. And it proves a point. As I said before at the beginning of this episode, pop culture is tired. The internet is tired. We are tired. So here's your pop-off question of the week, okay? What chaos are you tired of seeing? Who needs a 30-day break and a healing reset? Nicki. Drake. They all need it. They need it, but I want to hear your comments, okay? Drop your comments down below on the YouTube page and on Spotify and even TikTok and Instagram, okay? This has been another episode of the Pop Off with me, J Belle. Bye.